Hello, welcome back to Highlight Crafts. Welcome back to another hour of our beautiful brand new rice paper download. Just me and you for this hour, so I hope you'll keep me company. Please let me know that you're watching. Send me a comment. I've got my iPad here ready to read out all those comments. Basically, just let me know that I'm not stood in a room talking to myself. So please do get those comments in. Let us know what you're up to as well. Perhaps you're crafting at the same time, maybe you're shopping and washing, whatever you're up to. Do let me know. I'm very nosy, so I'd love to know how your Wednesday is going so far. Now, like I said, we have got our fantastic brand new rice paper download. Proved really popular in the first hour, just an hour ago actually, so not long ago at all. But this is a perfect opportunity for us to share that with you one more time today, so you can get a little bit more inspiration for all of you lovely people at home. Now, before we do dive into that fantastic download, especially if you are brand new to us here at Highlight Crafts, I will just explain how easy it is to watch and shop with us here on live shopping. Now, there's a few different ways that you can watch us here at Highlight Crafts. You might be watching on our website, on YouTube, on our Facebook page, or on Instagram. Now, if you're watching on Facebook or if you're watching on Instagram, you can actually also shop while you're watching, which is pretty cool. It means you basically don't miss a thing. You can shop at the same time that you're watching. No need to go elsewhere. It's all done on that same page. Now, as we go down this counter, every single item will have a little code next to it. Now, all you need to do when you see something that you fancy, type in the word shop, followed by whatever that code might be, into that comments box, just the same box that you write all your comments to chat with us and the people who are watching at home. You'll pop that code into there, and then all that will happen is we'll send you a little message. So in your private messaging box, you'll see a message from us. That message will have a link on it. All you need to do is just click through on that link, and that link will take you to our website. Now, once you're on our website, when you're ready to check out, please do make sure that you join our Club Highlight if you're not already a member. If you are, please just make sure you log yourself in. But if you're not already a member, it is a fantastic crafty club to be a part of. Now, it's completely free to join. You don't need to pay a penny to join our club, and you will get savings on every single purchase you make. So not just on your first order, but every single order that you make with us here at Highlight Crafts, you will be making a saving of at least 5%, which is absolutely incredible. On top of that, you will be earning points for every single purchase and pound that you spend. Those points do mount up, and they do allow you to actually take those points off a future purchase, allowing you to get even more money off all of your crafty goodies. Now, as well, on top of that, as if that wasn't enough in itself, on every single order of over £35, you are going to get free postage as well, which is absolutely brilliant, because let's be honest, none of us like paying anything for postage, do we? So that makes it even better shopping with us here at Highlight Crafts. So once you're logged in or signed up, whichever one it might be, then you can check out your baskets, and literally within a few days, all of your crafty goodies will be winging their way to you. Now, of course, if you are watching over on our website, you can still shop over on our website as well. Next to the video that you're watching, whatever show that might be, next to that video, you will see all of the products scrolling through. Just click on the ones that you fancy, add them to your basket, and then you can get your basket checked out once again. So super simple to watch us. And don't forget as well, type the word live, L-I-V-E, into the comments box to make sure that you're getting the reminders for all of our live shows. Now, I did say it was just me on this show on my own. We have also joined by Amber, who's over there in the producer's seat, very busy. And we've got Ethan on cameras as well, giving us a wave. Hello. And you guys at home, let us know that you're there. Now, that's the housekeeping out of the way for now. I have been told we're playing Pictionary a little bit later on. So, and I've even told Amber she can give me a difficult one. So it could be quite entertaining. It could be anything. A little bit more difficult than the hedgehog we had earlier that a lot of you at home managed to get. So that's all coming up. We've got demos coming up, and we're going to be focusing more on the papercraft side of things. But before we dive into all of that, I think we need to show you this fantastic brand new download. Now I'm going to ask Ethan just to come around here so we can see all of these beautiful rice papers in a little bit more detail. So starting from your left hand side, you've got all of these gorgeous designs. You are getting a whopping 60 different designs in total. They are all your fantastic downloads, which means once you get them ordered, once you get them checked out, they will be absolutely instant. No need to wait for the postman, no need to pay any postage and packaging. They will be winging their way to you as soon as you click that order button. Now, every single one of these is a piece of artwork in itself. If you wanted to just get an inexpensive, lovely box frame, pop one of these inside there. You've got a beautiful piece of home decor. Great for your own home, great for gifting, or you can also sell with these as well. Every single one has got layer upon layer of exquisite detail. Right from the background where you've got all that beautiful script detail with that lovely, almost like a tea-stained effect in the background. Then you come into the foreground where you've got those beautiful little characters on some of them. You've got all of your florals, all of your berries, all of that gorgeous wildlife detail has been designed into every single one of these, making them super easy to use, whether you're a mixed media artist and you love all your rice papers and your messy crafting, or whether you're a paper crafter who just wants to put one of these onto the front of your cards. They are absolutely outstanding. Now, I'm showing you all those designs, but it doesn't stop there. We do have a few more boards. We literally had so many boards, unfortunately we couldn't all fit them on the set. There is that many of these gorgeous designs, and it's following that lovely sort of shabby chic, quite vintage, quite rustic sort of theme. All of the designs just as beautiful as the last, and you are getting 60 of these to print out to your heart's content. So once you printed it once, you can print it again and again and again. These will never run out. They'll be by your side for whatever surface you are printing them onto, whether it's our paper, perhaps you've got some of our premium pure print or just our regular pure print. Maybe it's your printable acetate you're printing these onto, your fabric transfers. We've got lots of materials on the show as well, which will work perfectly with these. But the artwork itself is just absolutely stunning. If we take, for example, this beautiful design on that left-hand side there, with those gorgeous florals and the butterfly. On first glance, you start to notice all those lovely flowers in there. But as we start to look into that artwork a little bit more, on the background, we have the paper almost sort of peeling away from the background, a bit like you might find in a very old house with all the wallpaper sort of peeling off the walls, revealing it looks almost like a lovely Baroque frame that you've got behind there. You've got all of your script work in the background, all different layers of colour, almost looks a little bit like you've gone in with some of your paints or your gessos and started to colorise this up. We move forward and you can see the gorgeous butterflies that would be great for fussy cutting. You've got all those lovely florals in that foreground as well. It really is a journey that it takes your eye on. Every single time you're looking into this paper, you're going to see something different, which is just incredible. So all 60 of those downloads that you're getting for that amazing club price today, not even club price, $24.99 is not even your club price. So if you're even in that first level of the club, that is going to take an extra 5% on that. So that's almost like your starting price, if you like. Now, talking of card making, literally the quickest card you can ever make. All I did is I took the downloads into Minecraft Studio, which of course you can do, and I resized this beautiful little robin design, so it was literally just half of A4. I printed it out, popped a score line in the centre, and you've got a card in literally a matter of seconds. It's absolutely gorgeous. The artwork on there is really speaking for itself. If you want to take it one step slightly further, all I did with this one is I started off with that exact same card base, with that beautiful robin design. Then I printed it once more, just snipped into the little robin and just decoupaged him up, giving a little bit of detail and depth and dimension to that. But that is how easy it can be if you want it to be. It doesn't need to be complicated. Of course, you can get into all of the amazing mixed media techniques if that's your sort of style. But if you want to keep it super simple and you want to just do a little bit of card making, quick and easy cards, it's fantastic for that. I was thinking as well, especially if you're thinking about your craft fairs, you're thinking about making to sell. How about making perhaps a set of 4 or 5 of these, popping them in a little handmade box. Of course, you could be using the rice papers to decorate your box, and you've got a fantastic little gift set there of note-lit cards, invitations, anything like that, little ribbon around the box, and that's a brilliant little giftable that you've created very quickly and very easily using these amazing downloads. So all 60 of those, brand new, launched just a matter of a couple of hours ago. That is Shop Nature, $24.99, and like we say, they are completely instant. So as soon as you press checkout, they will be literally in your account ready to craft along with us today, which is fabulous. Now, that's your brand new download. We do have lots more on the show to share with you. But before we get into that, I will say if there's anybody saying hello to us this morning. So let's have a little look. Who's joining us this morning? Oh, I've got loads of people saying hello. Let's get back to the beginning so I read them all out. Maureen's in. We've got Irene saying good morning. Diane's saying here. Carol Lewis is here. Carol, have you got your coffee? Is it a very fancy coffee? Let us know. Love to know. Wendy Corbett's in saying good morning all. Fran's in. Pat's in saying hello. Kaz is in as well. Right, any questions? Let us know. Anyone wanting to let us know if you've got yours already, what's going to be your first project, what you're really excited about making with these downloads, let us know in the comments and we would love to know and share. Now we'll start off with some of our lovely made of wood designs here. We're starting off with these gorgeous frame designs. You're getting a pack of 2 here. This is your made of wood frame twin pack. They're 15 by 8 centimetres square. So it's just about 6 inches, slightly larger, with your fantastic frame. You're getting 2 of these within the pack here for $9.98. Shop frame for these. These are fabulous because it's an uncoated, untreated wood. If you do love things like your pyrography, of course you can do all your pyrography techniques around the edge of these and they're going to look absolutely gorgeous. If you love your rice papers, if you love printing these designs onto your rice papers, of course you can add those around the edge of there for a little bit of decoration. It's a nice simple shape to work with as well. Perhaps you love all of your Cadence paints. You'll be painting all your designs around the edge, perhaps painting on some of your gesso and bringing in things like your marble spray. That would look absolutely amazing onto these. But just a great blank sort of substrate, as we call them, to get creative with and get doing all of those techniques on. When you're looking at about just over £4 for one of these, it's a great opportunity to stock up on all these materials. On the back there, you've got your little clips, so you can take that backing off and pop your photos in the centre of there. Would make absolutely perfect Christmas gifts. And you've got your stand on there, so you're going to stand onto your surfaces nice and easily. Be lovely for your mantelpieces with those. So that's your first one. That is Shop Frame, £9.98 for both of those. Then next up, we'll move on to our lovely little tree. Now this is stunning. The design on this is super, super intricate. It is absolutely beautiful. You're getting 4 packs of these here. It includes the actual tree itself and your little base, enabling you to stand them nice and easily together. £10 is going to get you 4 of these. Incredible price on that. £2.50 for one of those is amazing value. Shop Tree for that one. Think about bringing in all your different paints. You could be painting these absolutely beautifully. Maybe you love your pyrography tool and you're doing it as almost like a family tree. You could have all the different names onto all those different branches there. Just a lovely piece of home decor, would make a great gift. And if you're thinking about making to sell as well, these are going to look absolutely outstanding on your craft stands. So a great one to have in your crafty stash. Shop Tree for that one, £10 for all 4. Then we'll move on to what I think is probably my personal favourite, because these are just absolutely adorable. They're one of those that you look at them and you can't help but smile. They're just absolutely lovely. These are our little windmills. You've got your little windmill element on the front. You've also got your little hanging hook there, so if you want to hang them in the trees, perhaps in the garden, you can absolutely do that as well. And then at the bottom there, it's sort of covered because of the way that it's been sort of shrink wrapped up. You do have the little hanging bit, so if I turn this over and show you the little diagram on the back there, they are actually wind chimes. So if you want to hang these in the garden, perhaps just so they can gently tinkle about in the breeze, then you can absolutely be doing that with these. You are getting all 3 for £10.99. So just over £3 for one of these. To have all the mechanism in there for that price is absolutely amazing. So that's £10.99, all 3 of your windmills. Shop Windmill for that one. Then we have some of our lovely little wooden hanging decorations, and these are just super, super cute. So you're getting a dual pack here, so it's £8.99 for both packs. Shop Wood will get you these ones, and in each pack you are getting 2 of these stars, one of the larger stars and then one of the smaller ones. As I flip that over, you're going to get the same sort of idea with your hearts, one of your larger hearts and one of the smaller hearts. And with that beautiful star design, you've got all of those. They're almost like facets that you can see there with that lovely 3D effect. Now these will work beautifully if you want to bring in your paints. You can paint these up to your heart's content, but even just leaving them as a raw wood, they look absolutely gorgeous. For Christmas, perhaps painting them in something like a white sparkle or in a silver, using those little hanging hooks that you've got on the top there, you can just hang them up perhaps in your, if you've got something like a bay window, you could be decorating using these. They're absolutely lovely, really easy and manageable to decorate as well. And you're getting both packs there for £8.99. That's Shop Wood if you want to go for both of those ones. Right, next up we've got some varnishes and sort of mediums that will help you if you are using your rice papers. So I'll start off with your Matte Decoupage Plus. Now, as the name suggests, this one will give you a lovely matte finish to whatever you're using it onto, and it's great for use alongside your rice papers. So you can use it on the back of your rice papers to adhere to whatever surfaces you're working with. Perhaps it's some of the wooden goodies we've just shown you. You can use that alongside. Use it with either your cut and dry foam, or you can use it alongside a brush, whatever works best for you. But a real essential to have in your crafty stash, and lovely to have that nice matte finish as well. That is £5.99 for that 90ml pot. A great opportunity to stock up on that one. It's one that we use day in, day out, and a great one to have in your crafty stash. Now next up, we were talking about this one an awful lot on the earlier show. This is a fantastic varnish, and it's your Aquastone varnish. It's a 120ml pot, and a little does go an awfully long way when it comes to this, for $14.49. That's going to get you that full pot there of your Aquastone varnish. Great for adding that lovely glossy finish, because it is a gloss finish gel that you've got with this one. If you want to be able to pop things outside, add a couple of coats of this to whatever you've been decorating, and that will make it weather resistant and waterproof as well. It's one of those that you can use time and time again for so many different applications. A great one to have in your crafty stash. Right, something that Mel used earlier and was absolutely amazing. And just makes a fantastic use of your rice papers. Just think a little bit different to be able to bring them nice and easily into your fabric crafting. So these are heat transfer paper sheets. We'll start off with the dark. It's very, very similar between your dark and your light ones. Obviously for your dark fabrics, and then the other one is for your light fabrics. So whichever sort of fabrics you're going to be working against, it's best to get the right one for the right job. So we'll start off with the dark. It's Shop Dark, $14.99. You're going to get 5 sheets of your transfer paper. So easy to work with. Mel did show us all during that earlier show. You're going to literally print your design. Ideally use an inkjet. If you do have a laser, you can use a home printing laser. You can't use an industrial strength laser just because of the fact that it's heat reactive. It's going to sort of mess with things a little bit. So don't do that. An inkjet will work best, but if you do have a home laser, that will also work. Print your design onto that. It might be the full sheet. You might be doing 2 on the halves of the sheet. That choice is yours. And then you're going to iron it onto your fabric, and it's going to transfer that beautiful artwork onto your fabric. Mel showed us earlier on some of our tote bags. It just looks absolutely incredible. If you're thinking of personalising quite inexpensive t-shirts, perhaps for holidays, or maybe it's going to be gifts for Christmas, this is just absolutely fabulous to enable you to do that. So first of all, our dark, and as much as we love our sublimation, you can't use your sublimation onto your dark fabric. So this is a great way to be able to actually do that technique onto your dark fabric. So dark transfer paper here, 5 sheets for $14.99, and that one is Shop Dark. And then if you prefer your lighter coloured fabrics, if that's what you're going to be working on too, we do also have that variation for your lighter coloured fabrics, $14.99, 5 sheets once again, and that is Shop Light. And in every single pack that you're going to get, you will get a full set of instructions on here. It tells you not only how to do the transferring itself, which is super easy. Once you've got all the breakdown of the instructions, it's really, really easy to do. But it also shows you on the back there all your care instructions. So in terms of washing, it's all contained within these sheets. So if you're brand new to this sort of craft, then this is going to literally hold your hand through every single step of the way. Shop Light, if you want to go for your light coloured fabric paper, that's $14.99. So next up, we'll go in with our Magic Bond and Seal. Now this is a great starter pack. If you are brand new to Cadence, brand new to these sorts of techniques, then this is a brilliant one to go for. You're getting 5 different little bottles within this one. Great little starter kit for $14.99. Shop Magic for this one. And the different finishes you're getting is you're getting your Magic Bond and Seal for your fabric. You're also getting your, oh, this is the cool one. This is your dishwasher safe. Blimey, get my teeth around that one. Not so easy to say that one, is it? Your dishwasher safe bond and seal. Now, this is incredible. So, for example, Mel did, I'll just whip down here and get this lovely plate that Mel started on the earlier hour. So what she did, she took one of these lovely glass dishes that we do have on the show. We'll show you those a little bit later on. She took one of those gorgeous rice papers that she just scaled down a little bit so it's going to fit nicely onto the plate. She used her matte Decoupage Plus to pop it onto the back of that plate, and then she used, well, I say she, Amber finished it off between the shows after with some white paint on the back, which enables you to see that gorgeous design in all its glory. Now, if you're wanting to pop that in a dishwasher, traditionally you'd think rice paper, no chance, that's not a good idea. Bring in your dishwasher safe Magic Bond and Seal. You're going to pop a coat all over there. You're going to leave it to cure for 21 days. Once you've done that, that can go through the dishwasher, even with your rice papers on, which is absolutely incredible to be able to do that. So that, quite frankly, the kit itself is worth it just for that incredible dishwasher safe. So I'll pop that back down there. There we go. So in addition to your fabric one, your dishwasher safe, you also get your matte Bond and Seal. You get a gloss version as well, and you also get an antique matte version. So you've got all 5 bottles within there for an incredible price of $14.99. Shop Magic, a great opportunity to add that one to your stash and get crafting with that. So next up, dies. Now these are lovely, and we're going to use these actually in our first demonstration because these are a fantastic tint and texture dies. You are getting the full collection that I'm about to show you for an incredible price today of $14.99. So you're saving about £12 on this one. You're getting all of these. So I'm going to start off with this gorgeous frame, and this is the one that we're going to be using in our first demonstration. 4 different dies within this collection. We will show you in action why these are quite so special. They're not quite like your normal dies because they do cut and emboss. But you've got all of those beautiful framework details, that lovely lacy floral design on the inside and the little motif on the inside there. You're getting your outer edges and your inner edges, making that 4 dies in total. That is stunning, and that's just one of the dies within this collection. Then we've got 3 gorgeous florals. So we'll start off with our peony. Getting 3 dies in this collection here. So we've kind of separated that floral out so you can do all those different techniques and sort of mix and match the way that you are working with these. And then you're going to get your Wild Rose. Once again, absolutely gorgeous with all of your cut and embossed details in there. All those beautiful veins within each and every single one of those petals is going to transfer and emboss when you run these through your die cutting machine. And then finally, you'll also have your sunflowers. So you're getting all 4 of those die sets. I believe it's 13 dies in total for that price of $14.99. And if you've never seen these in action before, we'll show you in that first demo because they are absolutely fantastic and super, super easy to work with. So grab those Shock Tint TINT and get those added to your basket, and we'll work with these in just a few moments' time. Now I'm going to go over there, I'm going to head over, let's get myself sat down. I'll read any questions, any comments, and then we'll get into our first demonstration. I'll try not to trip over the bin. I won't do a David. If anyone was watching, was it last week or the week before? David went to walk backwards. His trolley was there, and he nearly went absolutely flying. It was a heart in my mouth sort of moment. Right, let's have a little look who is saying hello to us this morning. So June's in. Good morning, June. Hope you're well. Leslie's saying back again. Laura says, morning everyone, late to the party. Do you know what? Better late than never. We'll forgive you just this once. And Karen Halbert saying, being a bit in and out with visitors today. Hello everyone. Well, lovely to have you with us, Karen. You've tuned in for a good show, that is for certain. So I think it's time for a little bit of a demo. So we'll move that out of the way. I'm running out. I've not even started crafting. I'm already out of space. This is not good, is it? Pop it over there. If anyone forgets where I've popped the tablet, it's there, because I'm sure I will forget. By the time we get crafting, there'll be stuff everywhere. Right, there we go. Let's get started. So we're going to work with this beautiful floral frame die set. And like I was saying, this is a little bit different to a traditional style of die. So we'll take this one out of our packet here. And when we open this up, we can see we've got all of those dies sort of all within their component parts. So first of all, let's separate these all off so you can see a little bit better. You've got that beautiful outer frame. Now that could be a card shape on its own. If you want to create a card shape with this, what I'd say is I'd cut 2 of these. I'd add a little score line to one of them. That will be a little flap on the back, and then you can stick the 2 together to create your card shapes. Then we've got our next die in, which is that gorgeous one with all that lovely cut and embossed detail with those beautiful florals. And then we have the inner frame, so we want to cut an aperture into the centre. We can use that die to do that. And then finally you've got this gorgeous little sort of motif design that goes in the middle. So if you want to use them all stacked up together, of course you can do. But for this particular card, I'm going to take those 2 inner dies out, so we pop those 2 back in the packet. I'm going to focus on these 2 lovely outer dies. So we'll start off with the actual detail die itself. So I'll leave that to one side and cut that in just a moment. But we'll start off with this gorgeous die. Now these dies, you can use them a little bit like a press plate. So what you can do is you can bring in your ink, you can apply your ink all over your die, just like you would with a stamp. So just ink that up. And then you can run that through your die cutting machine, and that will transfer the design. As well as cutting and embossing, it will act like a press plate to transfer that design. But I was wondering, I wonder what it will look like on mirror cards. So I had a little play, and I have to say it looks absolutely outstanding on mirror cards. So I've got a piece of our gold mirror there. I'm just going to place my die onto that piece of card. We're cutting it into our 5mm plate. Then we've got our magnetic sheet over the top, and then our other cutting plate. And as I learned on the earlier show, who knew? Who knew? Apparently you meant to have the 5mm plate on the top. Well, if anyone was like me and didn't know, at least you know now. There you go. So 5mm plate on the top, and then we're just going to run that through our die cutting machine. Looks absolutely gorgeous, this one, on your specialist cards like your mirror card. So we'll run that one through. And then afterwards we'll cut our next die using those gorgeous downloads. Don't forget as well, if you are wanting to go for this die collection that we're using at the moment, it is Shock Tint, and it's $14.99 for all of those. Now, let me just remove this outer die. So that die is technically your waste, but of course that could be a stencil if you wanted it to be. This next die up, you could be using that in conjunction if you want to raise that up, perhaps in the centre, but this is the one that we're focused on. So let's get a piece of white card on the outside. I'm just going to grab my pokey tool, there it is, hiding, and I just find it a little bit easier just to take these out from the reverse, so you can see a little bit better exactly what you're working with. So all these little landlocked areas, we'll just pop these out. Quite often with your mirror card, because it is a coated cardstock, although they have all cut beautifully, they can tend to sort of stay within the die cut. So you do just need to go around and poke them out. But as you can see, they are cut absolutely perfectly with one pass through that die cutting machine. If I move all those out of the way, we can show you all the gorgeous detail. Look at that. That is just absolutely exquisite. If we can catch that in the light, there you go. Look at all the detail. That is incredible, isn't it? It looks like it's metal. It looks like it's metal that's been etched. It's absolutely gorgeous, and that's without even running it through in your embossing plate combination. If you are finding, you can find sometimes with more standard cardstocks rather than your coated, you might not get as much detail as you want. In that case, you'd cut it and then you pop it back into your die. So just line it back up. If I grab my die here, you just line it back up with where it came out from the die. So just like so, and then you'd run it back through with your embossing plate combination. So I'd just be taking out your rubber shim and, I'd be taking out my magnetic shim and replacing it with your rubber shim, and that will give that a little bit of a helping hand. But quite frankly, as it is, that looks absolutely stunning. Love that. So we'll leave that to one side for a second and we'll bring in these gorgeous papers. Now all I've done with this is I've taken one of the designs, I've cut just literally a little scrap out, and we're just going to die cut that outer die. So this outer die is like your matte and layer to this gorgeous frame that we've done already. So we'll take our die and that's just going to go over the piece here. I love the fact that with all these papers, every single section of that paper that you're popping your die onto, it's going to give you a different look and feel. And I sort of like the way that those leaves are just coming onto that cardstock there. So we'll pop that onto there. I probably would advise taping it down, but we'll cross our fingers and hope everything's all right, and then we'll just run that through, and that's going to give us our lovely matte and layer for this beautiful frame. Now the frame's really snippable, so if you wanted to make a couple of snips perhaps there and there, could be a little swag, a little border, you could be doing multiple of these and sort of offsetting them. That would look nice actually. I've got one that I've cut already. Let's have a little play about with that. So instead of having them the same way around, we'll have that one that way. Oh yeah, that does look beautiful actually, doesn't it? Stacking those up like so, just give you a little bit more of a fuller sort of design. Doesn't that look lovely? Makes it look more like a wreath, doesn't it? Absolutely gorgeous, just by cutting a couple and layering them together. Lots of different options. So this one, once we've cut this design here, this is just going to be our little frame. So we'll move our plates out of the way for now, and we've got our frame. So one of these, I've just taken that exact same die. All I've done with this one is I've just brought in some of my foam pads just to save us a little bit of time, so you're not watching me cut up foam pads for the rest of the hour, which, let's be honest, wouldn't be riveting television. And then I've taken that exact same die that we've just die cut and I've cut it in gold. And all we're going to do is we're just going to drop shadow that ever so slightly underneath. So we'll go in with some of our glue onto the back of here, and we'll just take our glue. We don't need to go all the way over the piece, just enough on the edges that it's going to anchor down nicely and it's not going to sort of move around. And then we'll just line this up. I tend to have my drop shadow pieces, the underneath layer, slightly to the left and slightly down, but that choice is completely yours. Give that a little bit of a burnish until it's nicely stuck, and then what a little difference that makes just by having that nice little pop of gold around the edge. And at this point we can bring in our lovely frame here that we've just added our frame to, our foam tape even to. Of course, you could be using your silicone glue on the back. I just wanted something that's going to dry instantly, so we're not waiting for our glue to dry, and we can start to assemble our card straight away. So we'll just go around and peel the backing off of our tape, and there's enough sort of solid areas of this die cut so you can actually add your tape to there without having any of it showing on the other side. And that's just going to go over the top. How gorgeous is that? Using those dies alongside that download. What a beautiful pairing that is. They work together, an absolute treat. And this particular die itself, if you've got different papers within your collection, I've got a little bumblebee one here. Let's have a little play about with this. So I've just taken the bumblebees from another sheet, and you can use this frame almost like a little bit of a viewfinder. So if you want to highlight that little bumblebee there, you could move it to that area of that paper. If you want to have a sort of a design without any of the bees on, you could move it up a little bit more. So great in terms of using alongside all of those lovely downloads. So you've got that lovely, almost like a viewfinder to give you different elements of that paper. But we'll move that out of the way. That's giving you a sneaky peek of the next demo. We've got our topper good to go, and we'll start to layer up our card. So what I've done is I've actually taken that exact same paper that we cut our frame from. So the frame came from that top part of our paper. There it is, lines up like so. So we're using that bottom section of our beautiful download there to actually create our mats and layers. So I've got some of our mirror card here just to keep things tying together nicely. We've got our mirror card just to mat and layer this piece onto, and I've cut it ever so slightly larger than our download, and that's just going to go into the middle of there. So we've got a nice little border, just a thin border of that gold all around the edge, which is really going to make that beautiful design pop. Just give it that lovely antique sort of touch of luxury. Isn't that gorgeous? And then our card base, we've taken some of our cream card. We've just cut that down so it's a little bit larger than our mats and layers here, and that's just going to glue onto our card base. So quite a simple card in design, but all the hard work is being done by these beautiful dies and those stunning downloads as well. So just showing how everything is going to work together beautifully. So that's just going to go onto the bottom. I'm going to have the flowers along that bottom edge there. I think that should work quite nicely. And then at this point we'll bring back in that lovely frame, and our frame's just going to go in the middle. See how that lovely little pop of gold just makes a massive difference, just to lift that proud of our card base, so much so that I'm not even going to add any foam tape to the back. I'm just going to go in with our glue and stick this one flat onto our card base. So I'm going to make sure that I've got that lined up so it's nice and straight and level onto there. Of course, this frame will work both sort of portrait and landscape, so you've got a couple of different options when it comes to that one. And then just to finish it off, I actually took another of the papers and I've printed it out twice. I've fussy cut into some of those florals, and then I've just decoupaged one of those centre florals up just to give us a little bit of something to embellish around the edges. We've got a little sentiment that can go in the middle, so I think I'll stick my sentiment first, and then we can start to build all of our embellishments around that. So we're going with some foam tape just in the middle of our little sentiment there. We've used some of our nesting dies just to die cut that one out, and that's just going to sit in the middle of that frame there. Isn't that frame absolutely stunning? It reminds me a little bit of sort of a vintage sort of fairy tale kind of mirror, which is just gorgeous. And then we'll have a couple of our florals just onto that side there. So grab some of our pin flare, and that's just going to go on the back of there for a little bit of height onto our lovely florals. Have those just sort of hugging the frame. And then I've taken another of the sheets again, just resized it so it was about A5 size, so about half the size of the original, and we've just fussy cut those out to give us a little bit of embellishments, which is just going to finish off our card really nicely. So we'll have one on there, die cut or fussy cut even 3 of these, just so we've got those odd numbers just to make everything balanced together a little bit more sort of harmoniously, I suppose. And then the final one, I'm just spreading these out so I've got that balance along the card as we start to build this together. I think we'll have that one just down onto there. Now, quite a simple card to put together, not time consuming or difficult whatsoever, but look how gorgeous that is. Look how beautiful those downloads look. By printing those out on some of your pure print cardstock, starting to fussy cut into these, layering them up, decoupaging them up, how absolutely gorgeous do they look alongside those dies. Absolutely beautiful. Now, if you want to go for your dies, the dies themselves are shop tint, $14.99. Will get you not just that one that we've used here, it will get you the full collection. So you've got that beautiful floral frame with 4 dies. You'll have to excuse the state of my packaging. Promise you yours will be in much better condition than ours is. So floral frame is your first one with 4 dies in total. You do also get that gorgeous peony as well. Another 3 dies in there that all give that lovely cut and embossed detail like we've just seen with that gorgeous frame. Then we move on to our wild rose. Once again, another 3 dies in there, all the separate layers of that beautiful floral. And then your final one with another 3 dies in is your sunflower. Yet another gorgeous floral that's going to mix and match with those other lovely 2 die sets that you've got within the collection. What a lovely collection of dies. Looks absolutely stunning. That is $14.99 for all of those. Right, grab my iPad. I'm going to get back down the counter and show you these downloads again, just in case you have just tuned in. You can have a little recap of these downloads. So make sure I don't trip over the bin. There we go. And we'll have a look at these amazing downloads. So these are your brand new rice paper downloads. They are absolutely exquisite. They really are so detailed, so exquisitely designed with all of those layers on there. Now you are getting 60 downloads in total for that amazing price today of $24.99. Shop Nature will get you all 60 of these. And they are downloads, which mean they are completely instant. No need to wait for postage. They will be within your account pretty much instantly and no postage to pay whatsoever. So you started off with all these gorgeous details. I mean, look, the little blackberries in there. How cute is that? Just absolutely stunning. All of your script work in the background, those lacy details at the edges, the paper sort of curling upwards. They are just absolutely exquisite and just so much you can craft with when it comes to your mixed media or your paper craft, whatever your style of crafting is. Maybe it's fabric crafting you're going to be doing with these. You've got so many different options when it comes to these stunning downloads. So second sheet here, once again, following that gorgeous rustic sort of shabby chic kind of theme to these. Some of these remind me almost a bit of sort of rustic French Provence sort of look and feel to these. You've got things for your gents cards as well. How great would that be? If you've got a keen gardener in the family, that would be absolutely fabulous. It's almost one of these, especially with these. You can close your eyes, you almost feel like you're in that lovely apple orchard How lovely does that look? Just absolutely gorgeous detail within these. You can print them time and time again, print them as many times as you like onto whatever surface you like, and they are going to be absolutely incredible in all of your projects. You're going to love crafting with these. They are beautiful downloads, beautiful detail within there. If you want to take them into Minecraft Studio, absolutely you can be doing that, or just literally print them out and get crafting with them. They're going to give you incredible results. It's Shop Nature, $24.99 for all 60 of your download sheets. Absolutely stunning. Get them in your basket. They are brand new, never seen before. They are not from the archive. They are brand new designs that you can get crafting with as soon as you get yours checked out. Now we'll work round down the rest of the counter in just a moment. We'll see if we've got any comments coming through, see who's watching us. We'll say hello to Dawn's in. Hello, Dawn. Hope you're well. Julie's in. Oh, so Amanda is saying watching, but should say listening, as making father-in-law's 80th birthday card. We love that. Watching and crafting at the same time. Lovely to have you with us. Now, we've finished up about here. So I think we need to move on to our canvases because these are amazing. And these are huge canvases. These are your oval shaped canvases that you're getting within here. Lovely, really large space that you've got to decorate here. This is your oval canvas. It's measuring 40.5 centimetres by 30.5 centimetres. Limited stock on these as well. If you want a lovely big surface in a little bit of a different, more unusual, more stylish shape than your traditional squares and rectangles, this is a fabulous opportunity to get your hands on this one. $12.99 Shop Oval. Of course, you can decorate it with your rice papers. If you've got something like an A3 printer, you can print your rice papers out a little bit larger and pop them onto your canvas. If you love your painting, perhaps you love doing Stephanie's painting classes, you can be doing all your lovely painting onto there, using all your cadence mediums. This is just a fantastic surface to bring your creativity to, which we absolutely love. Shop Oval will get you that one for $12.99. Then we have some more canvas. This time it's our canvas panels. These are 8" by 10" in size, so a little bit sort of shorter than your A4 cardstock, but still a really good size to get crafting with. $17.99, they're down from just shy of £25, so you're making a nice saving on that one, and you're getting 14. Wow, so it's just over £1 for every single one of these canvas panels, which is outstanding value. They are 100% cotton. They're absolutely gorgeous quality. You are getting all of your designs in 8" by 10" in here. Lovely substrate to get working on. Great for trying out all those techniques. Perhaps it's going to be with your paints or your rice papers. Just a lovely surface that you can get crafting with. An amazing price as well. $17.99 is going to get you 14 of your 8" by 10" canvases. Get those in your baskets alongside those rice papers. They're going to go together absolutely perfectly. Now next up, grey board. Now, was it last night? I think it was last night. Mel showed you how to cut this using your scan and cut, which is an absolute incredible technique. Now, your grey board is a really lovely sort of hard wearing, strong medium that you can get crafting with. If you're creating things like your boxes that you want to have a little bit more strength than just using your traditional cardstock, then your grey board is going to be absolutely amazing for that. $12.99 gets you 15 sheets, which is incredible. It's about 1 mil in thickness as well with this one. This is your grey board, and shop grey for that one, $12.99. Now I'm just going to move out of the way all our boards. We've got so many boards, nearly tripping over them, so I think I'll move them back just to be sure, and we can move down the counter. So that's your grey board. We have already shown you your fantastic dies, but I will quickly recap on your tint and texture dies. You are getting a collection of 4 dies here. Shop Tint is your collection of 4 for $14.99, and these do both cut and emboss. If you want to add your ink to them before you run them through your machine, you can do that as well. Lots of different options of how you can start to play with these. Floral Frame is your first of 4. Then we move on to our gorgeous Sunflower, another 3 dies in that collection there. Then we have our Wild Rose, another beautiful design there. I mean, everyone loves a rose, don't they? It's a nation's favourite flower, so you can colorise these in any colour you like. After all, you can get roses in so many different colourways. That's going to look amazing in perhaps your bright yellows or your lovely deep reds. Great one to have in your stash. Then we have our peony. It's going to work perfectly actually with some of the designs we've got in those rice papers. You've got some peony designs in there, so that will go hand in hand with those. Shop Tint, $14.99 will get you all 4 of those. Now, next up we've got some lovely little glass jars with the cork lids here. Now these are super cute. These are fun to decorate as well. You're getting all 4. So you're getting 2 of your shorter ones and then 2 of your really long ones here. These are great for all your decoration. Of course, you'll be adding your rice papers to the edge of these. How lovely would that look? Adding your rice papers to the edge, little battery operated tea lights in the centre, that would look absolutely gorgeous. Or just great if you're using these perhaps in your craft room or in the kitchen to store your items. They're going to be absolutely fabulous and a great price on these. Wow, down from just under £30 to £14.99 for all four. They are glass jars as well. They're not plastic, they are real glass. Lovely quality with those. All four, Shop Miller, Miller, £14.99 will get you all four of those, which is amazing. Now next up we have our wine boxes. These are brilliant. These are lovely high quality boxes. You have all the metal little clasps on the front there that you can open and close with. You've got that lovely sort of rope hanging element or handle on the top there. They are lovely quality, and you are getting both of these 2-pack of your wood wine box. They are made of wood, so they are uncoated as well. They've not been varnished with any sort of coated onto there. So if you do want to use them alongside your pyrography tool, they're going to work absolutely perfectly alongside that as well. 2 of those. Shop box is £12.99 for both. Great with your rice papers. Can you imagine your nice large rice papers decorating there? Perhaps the design with those lovely little hedgehogs on there will look absolutely gorgeous. We do love that. Now, we'll move on to our little glass dishes. We did see one of these a little bit later on, earlier on, using those gorgeous rice papers. How gorgeous does that look? Looks absolutely incredible with your lovely little teacup design on there, and all of your florals. Just looks absolutely beautiful. So just adding your rice paper onto the back of there. Once that glue's dried, going in with some of your white paint, and that's just going to make that design on the front even more vivid. Now, as part of this collection, you are going to get 2. It's Shop Square, 2 of these little glass dishes for £14.99. If you do want to make that dishwasher safe, go for that Magic Seal and Bond kit that we've got, which is Shop Magic. Add your dishwasher safe to all over that. You're going to leave it to cure for 21 days, and then that, believe it or not, which I think is pretty amazing, quite frankly, can go in the dishwasher. So a pack of 2 of those for £14.99, and that one's Shop Square. Now then we have one of those things that we use literally day in, day out with our cut and use stamp pad foam. Now this is great for applying all of your paints. So it's a lovely foam sheet that you get within here that you're just going to take your scissors and you're just going to cut into it. You've got that sort of spongy element on one side and a more foamy element on the other side. Cut into it, use it alongside your glues, use it alongside your paints. We were using it just the other day alongside our Sospeso Trasparente, which is coming up on Friday, I do believe, on sale. Those sheets for applying your rice paper to your Sospeso sheets. Works a treat for that. Just a great one to have in your crafty stash. And once you start cutting this up, a little does go a long way. You get the full sheet there. It's about A4 in size for £5.99, and it's Shop Sponge for that one. As well, if you do heat this up, the foamy side, then you can press items into it and it creates almost like your own stamps, which is pretty cool. So a few different uses for that one, and one of those essentials that we use day in, day out, and great to have in your crafty stash. Then we come on to foiling. Now, I have absolutely fallen in love with this technique of foiling. It's so super easy, but it looks absolutely amazing. And we do have, let's be honest, it was at my request. I'll be honest with you, I did ask if we could have this on the show because I know how perfectly well this is going to work alongside these amazing downloads. So this is your hot foil pen set. Within the box you're going to get the hot foil pen itself. You're going to get a length of gold and silver foil. You'll get both your fine nib and your bold nib. You get your pen stand and a pen set case as well, and it's just so super easy to use. If you can use a regular ballpoint pen, then you can use this. It is literally that easy. Basically, it works alongside your hot foils. You can use it through your stencils, you can use it on your die cuts, you can use it on your papers. It's just fabulous for adding that little bit of foil to your designs. It's a great one to have in your crafty stash. An amazing price, £19.99. It's down from just under £35 to £19.99. If you've not got one of these, quite frankly, what are you playing at? Get yourself one of these, you'll absolutely love it. You can be adding foil to any of your designs and just giving them that little touch of luxury, especially as we start to look forward to Christmas. This is going to be absolutely ideal. We love a little bit of sparkle and shimmer at Christmas, and this is going to enable you to do that super easily. So that's your pen itself, £19.99 shop pen for that one. Then we have a pack of your foils, and these foils are going to work specifically alongside your hot foil pen. Your toner foils are a little bit different to these, so these are the correct ones that you need to use with that pen itself. This one's Shop Classic, £19.99 is going to get you 5 of these rolls. You are getting 3 metres on each, so that's getting you 15 metres in total. You get your copper, gold, rose gold, silver, and that gorgeous chocolate. Look how beautiful that is. It's almost black, but not quite. It's that lovely chocolatey colour. Those colours are going to be super, super useful. They're going to work beautifully alongside the artwork that we've got within that download. It's that lovely sort of rustic vintage look and feel. Those are going to work perfectly alongside that. Your classic foil pack is Shop Classic. $19.99 is going to get you that full pack of your foils there. Now, I can't delay it any longer. I've got to play Pictionary, and I've even said to Amber she could be cruel, so it could be anything. Are we ready? You guys at home, you've got to guess, and we will pick a winner to win. How many points are they winning? Do we know?
We'll spin the wheel.
Oh, got the wheel there. The wheel will decide, but see how I get on. So I've got 30 seconds to draw whatever Amber is telling me I need to draw. Could be anything. You guys at home have got to guess, so type it in the comments, whatever you're going to guess. We'll see how I get on. Come on, Amber, let's have a look. Oh my gosh.
Go. I might be nice and give you more than 30 seconds.
Oh dear. This is not going too well, as you can probably tell. Trying to think what else I can add to this to make it any less. Oh, it might do. In case you're asking, it's not an elf. Can I do words or not?
No.
I think I'm making this worse. If anyone gets this, you deserve a medal, quite frankly. So good luck. I do apologise, everyone watching at home. There you go. I've only drawn half the body. Can't be bothered with the legs, so there you go. There you go. Anybody that knows that, yeah, I'd be surprised. There you go. Well, we've gone from, what was it, from the sublime to the ridiculous. So we had a lovely hedgehog earlier, now we've got that. I did ask for it, I've only got myself to blame, so I'm interested to see if anyone gets that.
People are getting it.
Are they?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what it was that's given that away.
A few people have said Archie, which is wrong.
Oh, yeah, you can see why they say that. Oh dear, the more I look at it, the worse it gets.
Like worse.
He is, yeah. Yeah,
What's
so.
the thing on its left arm? Oh, money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not goldfish in here, in a little bag. It's not been to the fair, he's got his little goldfish, yeah. But let us know if you know what that is. You might be in with a chance of winning something from the wheel. Right. Oh, phew. Not as bad as I thought. Not as bad as I thought. Right, we're going back to demo. We're going, let's go to demo, right. Move through and turn on my hot foil pen. So these just take a few moments just to heat up. I have to tidy some of this out of the way because otherwise we'll have no space whatsoever. It's always the same, isn't it? We end up with a tiny little space to work in. So pop that in the bin. Move our card out of the way, and then we can bring in our next card. Now I wanted to show you how amazing it looks by foiling alongside these gorgeous downloads. So we've got this beautiful little bee design that we've taken here. We've printed that out, so I believe it's about 50% of the original size, something like that. So it's a little bit smaller than the original. I'm going to have to try and reach over and fetch all this. Never enough space. Put them die cutting plates on the floor, and then we can bring over, oh thank you Ethan, our light board. Now when it comes to this technique, there we go, thank you very much. We're going to use our light board alongside our foil pen. So your foil pen, it's just got a USB end to it. We're starting off with the really fine nib. Now I just want to add a little bit of foiling accent to this design. We don't want it really, really foil. We just want that lovely, really expensive, luxurious little sort of touch or accent of our foil onto there. So you're going to plug that into your sort of USB charger. I've actually got my light box plugged into that same charger as well. You're going to press that little button. These are so easy to use. You've got just the one button on there. When you first turn it on, it's going to go red, so that light will be red to start with. As soon as it's heated up, that's going to go to green, so you'll know once it's ready. when that one has gone to green. So we'll leave that for just a few minutes to heat up. I've got my design that I've printed here ready to go. I've taken a piece of foil and I'm going for that lovely gold foil that is part of that either within the box itself or that extension kit. And I've just cut that so it's about the same size as our design there. Now just while that's waiting to heat up, I'm going to show you how the card will start to layer together. So we'll foil that one in a minute's time. We'll then mat and layer it onto some gold. So we'll pick out that lovely gold foiling once we've added it to that piece. And then what I've done is I've taken another of the bee designs. So you get a couple that are quite similar but a little bit different. And the difference with this one, so this one was scaled down to about 50%, whereas with this one we actually scaled it so it was about 100%. So you can see the difference there, and it works really nicely for your background to have that slightly larger print, and then we come in with our foreground. That's just going to lay over the top perfectly, just like so. So we'll start to stick that together just while that's heating up. We've got our card base, and what I've done with my card base is I've created it from some of our white cardstock, but I've just added a little bit of ink just with some of our brown ink just around the edges of there, just to start to age that up a little bit. So that's ready to go. We've got our matte layer that's going to go onto that. So we'll bring in our glue at this point, and our glue is just going to go onto the back of this piece here. Oh, got it dried up. I should have kept the lid on. We'll just make sure we've cleared that nozzle nicely. So that glue is going to be flowing, and then this piece is just going to go onto our card base. So for card making, these downloads are absolutely incredible, and if you are wanting to go for our brand new downloads, we only launched them a couple of hours ago. You guys are already absolutely loving them. It's Shop Nature, getting all 60 downloads. We're literally just using 2 on this particular card here, but you're getting all 60 for $24.99. Now they will be in your stash for life. For as many times as you want to print this, you'll never run out of any of these gorgeous designs. I mean, look how stunning that is. And that's just a section, that's about half of one of those beautiful sheets there. All the detail within this is just absolutely outstanding. Within the background there, to tie in with that lovely bumblebee design, you've got all your little hexagons in the background, you've got all your florals there, those beautiful designs, almost looks like they're being hand painted. It's just outstanding. All that lovely detail in the background like it's been stippled with paint, all that script work at the bottom there, and then you have all those lovely florals that are at the front in the foreground. There's nothing from stopping you as well from taking another of these, printing it twice, snipping into that next one. You can then layer it back over the top, and you can do a little bit of decoupage by using your 3D glue gel. That would work absolutely brilliantly over the top of there. So that's our first layer. Then we've got our next layer, which is going to be the one that we're going to foil onto. I'm hoping my pen will hurry up and heat up. I can feel that getting a little bit warm, so it should be ready very, very soon. So that's going to be the one that we foil onto. That's then going to go onto the top. Then we've just got a sentiment to pop on, and that is how easy it can be doing your card making with these absolutely incredible downloads. How amazing is that? It's just gorgeous. All that detail in there is incredible, with all those florals hugging that design around the outside. Right, so that's how our card's going to come together. So we're going to take our design itself. Now I do believe, have we got the light board on the show? We do. Fabulous. Now this light board is super, super cool. If you've never used this before, oh my gosh, we've got an amazing price. So it's down from £75 down to $34.99. Now this is incredible. As we turn it on, we've actually got 3 light settings, and if you want this one, it's Shop Board Essential for this. So first click is the lowest setting. Click number 2, it gets a bit more bright. Click number 3, super, super bright, which is exactly what we're going to use. So we're going to have our download there, ready to go. Pop our foil over the top, then you can just about see that design on the sort of underneath there. So what you can do is you can go in with your pen and you can start, so I'm just angling myself, so you can just start to add your designs, and if you turn that away, you can see, you can start to perhaps add some foil into the centre of my flowers. So I'm just going to add my tool over the top. It's turned green, so I know that it's warm enough, and I'm just going to add some foil in detail. How gorgeous is that? Just adding a little bit of foil onto your florals.
Sharon said, would it not melt the light board?
No, it gets warm, but not like that warm, if that makes sense. So you will be absolutely fine using. If you think about it, you're transferring your heat onto the foil sheet and then through the paper, so that by the time it gets to your light board underneath, it's not super hot. And if I move that out of the way, it's not really warmed up at all. So you'll be absolutely fine using it alongside your light board. I'm just going to go in and fill out through a few of these. This hour's absolutely flown by. Oh, I've got a minute left. Where's that gone? My gosh, hurry up, Lily. Right. I'll show you what that's looking like. Turn that off so you can see it a little bit easier. Can you see? So in those flowers there, you can see you start to bring out that foiling. Just about see there. I'll bring you one that I've done already. I've added a little bit more foiling to this one. So exact same technique that we just used there. By using your light board there, you can catch it on that lovely bumblebee. Using your foil just accents them a little bit more. And it looks like those gorgeous, really expensive papers that you buy. It looks absolutely stunning. So just to finish that off into a card, we pop our foil design onto our matten layer. So I just bring in my glue once again, and by using your gold mats, it really does give you that lovely, expensive look and feel, and ties in beautifully alongside your foiling. So that will just go into the middle of there. You can see how that brings you right into the centre with all that gorgeous foiling. How beautiful does that look? And so quick and easy to do using that amazing foiling pen. And then that's just going to go into the centre of our card base. So I'd probably use some foam pads just to layer those two together. And then I've just got a simple little sentiment, probably hiding under something somewhere. There it is. I've taken just a lovely foiled sentiment there. I've inked the edges ever so slightly, just popped it onto some of our nesting dies, and just where we've got that nice little gap there, it's going to be perfect for adding your little sentiment. So that will finish that off nicely. How easy is it though to use your fantastic foiling pen alongside your downloads? And that's why your downloads are so absolutely fabulous. If you want to go for your downloads, it's Shop Nature, and it's $24.99 for all of your downloads. 60 different designs in total. Right, the wheel's here. It's time to spin the wheel. So winner please. So our winner for this hour is, drum roll please. Oh, Amanda McLean Young. Congratulations. Right, let's spin the wheel for you. Let's go. Oh, not too bad a spin. See what we end up on. Number 2. So number 2 is 150 points. Lovely. So look out for a message from us, and your 150 points will be on their way to you very, very soon. Thank you so much for everyone who kept me company on this hour. We've got a manic one coming up. Lots of things have changed, but I'm going through that wall, and I'm joining Mel in about 5 minutes' time. So I hope you can join us both then. Bye-bye.